If you want your 2015 style mirrors to function as running lights and turn signals, please watch this easy to follow installation video on Boost Auto Parts dual function wiring harness. Today we're going to be showing you how to install the Boost Auto Parts dual function harness into competitor mirrors that do not disassemble the way Boost Auto Parts mirrors do. Many mirrors on the market disassemble exactly like Boost Auto Parts, but unfortunately there are some on the market that do not disassemble this way. We're going to show you how to disassemble them and install the dual function harness. If you have signal in the glass, to check to see what color the signal is. If it is orange, as is shown here, they do not disassemble the same as Boost Auto Parts. Take important note of how the hands are placed. Place one hand over here towards the inside of the mirror, one on the outside, and put your thumbs on the outside of the shroud and pull up with steady pressure, and the glass will just pop off. Do not apply excessive amounts of pressure, otherwise you can break the glass. Boost Auto Parts upper glass is compatible with this competitor's mirror. The lower glass, however, is not compatible, and the main differentiating factor between the design. If you do break the lower glass, Boost Auto Parts has a solution which involves swapping the lower mounts, which is less than ideal, so be sure to follow this video very closely. Now that we've popped the top glass off, we're just going to lift it up, remove the two wires for the defrost, as well as unplug the wire for the signal in the glass. Then we can just set that back up off to the side. Now we're just going to go ahead and extend the mirror. Now we'll just take a flathead screwdriver, and you'll see there's two different pieces of plastic here. Just take a flathead screwdriver, go in between the two, and apply pressure, and this top cap will just snap and pull right off. Now take your wiring lead provided in the Boost Auto Parts dual function kit, and you're going to come to the connector and just disconnect it. There's two ends, a long end and a short end. You're going to go ahead and take the short end and set it up near the mirror and the long end off to the side. Then what you're going to do is run the spliced end through the hole in the foam gasket, and then you're going to take it and run it through the mirror. There's a hole on the top, and you're just going to take it and fetch it with your hand over on the other side. And then just pull it straight up. Now we need to remove the rest of the shroud, so what we're going to start by doing is pressing the lower glass all the way up and to the left corner to access the screw that's in the bottom right corner. Then we're just going to take a standard Phillips head screwdriver and turn it counterclockwise. Now we're going to put the glass all the way up, but to the right, so we can remove the screw that's in the bottom left-hand corner. So we're just going to do the same thing, take a Phillips head screwdriver and turn counterclockwise. Now there are three more screws that need to be removed. One here, here, and here. They're just standard Phillips head screws. Turn them counterclockwise and remove them. Now we're just going to remove the shroud and set it off to the other side. Now as noted, the lower glass does have defrost, so be careful not to overly stretch the wires. And now what we need to do is cut this connector running to this forward-facing light completely out of it. So we're just going to take some side cutters and go in and cut both the red and the black wire on both sides. And we'll just remove the black connector. Now take the wire and just run it through the body of the mirror in towards the motor. Now we'll take the motherboard of the dual function harness by Boost Auto Parts, which as you can see is proudly made in the USA, and we're going to insert the orange wire we just ran through into the orange wire that's next to the blue protruding wire on the harness. So we'll just go ahead and insert it into there, and then we're going to crimp it. We here are using a crimping tool. We'd highly recommend this, but you can also use pliers. Now we're going to take the red wire that's protruding from the harness right over here, and we're just going to strip off the end of it so we have a little bit of wire exposed. Now we're just going to take the red wire and put it into the blue wire on the dual function harness. And once we put it in there, we're going to take our crimping tool and just crimp it onto there. Now the red wire protruding from the light right down here needs to be stripped. So we're just going to come in and strip the end of it off. and we'll just take the red wire and put it into the end of the Boost Auto Parts dual function harness, the orange wire, the side of the harness that has only one orange wire protruding from it. So we're going to put the red wire in there, we're going to take our crimping tool and crimp it onto it. And now we'll take the black wire that's protruding from the light and splice the end off of it. And now we'll take the ground, located right here, and we're going to put the black wire we just stripped coming out of the light onto that butt connector. So we'll just put the black wire into it, and then we're going to use our crimping tool to crimp it onto it. Now we're just going to take a heat gun and apply heat to all of the butt connectors. They're all shrink wrap connectors. That way we get a tight water sealed connection. Now we're going to take the red T-tap included in the Boost kit and we're going to go over the black wire that runs to the reverse light. So you see we're going to go right on over there and then we're just going to snap it right over the top. You'll hear it'll make a click. And then we're going to take our black wire that's running over to the light and we're just going to plug it into the connector on the T-tap right there. Now you're just going to put the shroud back on, tuck all the wires back everywhere, and tighten the screws behind the lower glass. So obviously you're going to kind of go in an X pattern, but you're going to just tighten the 5 screws that you removed from the start all the way around. Now we're just going to go ahead and put the upper glass back on. So we're going to start by reconnecting the connector for the signal in the glass. And then we're going to put the 2 defrost connectors on. It does not matter which one it goes on. You just put the 2 back on. And then we're just going to snap it right back onto the top mount there. You'll hear a click. Now we're just going to go ahead and put the upper arm cap on. You're just going to slide it right in the top, and you'll just slide it forward a little bit, and then snap it down. Now we'll just go ahead and telescope it right on back in.
And just like that, your mirrors are working properly with the Boost Auto Parts dual function harness.
Boost Auto Parts, aftermarket, accessory solutions.